Okay, I'm going to share with you the point of life. All right, so if you've watched any of my other videos, you'll know I'm obsessed with reincarnation and that we plan our life to learn particular life lessons, and we create different challenges and opportunities in our life because we're trying to realize that we're amazing, bright beings, and we're trying to learn things, and we're trying to grow and heal and all of that great stuff. I'd been thinking a lot and gnawing like a dog with a bone. What is it that we are trying to learn? We've got all these different life lessons and life situations that we're putting ourselves through. And I've been doing a lot of spiritual study lately, and a lot of research, and a lot of growth, and a lot of self reflection. And I have realized what it is, what the essential things are we are trying to learn. So I'm going to share them with you so that you can get on it a little bit faster and get to learning these things, or have a little bit more understanding about what your life is and what might be at play. Okay, so if you've done any spiritual reading or you're on your own spiritual journey, I assume you may have come to the realization, at least, you may not know this, but hopefully you may have come to the realization, or if not, here's a new idea for you, that we are all sparks of God, right? Our purpose to incarnate into physical form is to realize that indeed we are God, that God resides within us. And that doesn't just mean that like somewhere in there is God. It means that we are a piece of God, and eventually, or source, or the universe, and eventually we will return to wholeness, to take our little piece that we are of the divine source and return to the larger being that we are. So I've learned that there are 4 areas that we are really looking at learning and experiencing in doing that. So the first one is power. It's not that we're learning to be it. We are working on remembering that we are powerful. We are powerful creators. So through, maybe you're working on manifestation and you're learning about how to be a creator that way. Or maybe you're learning about how you create things because you keep on creating hot messes in your life, okay? There are different ways in your life that you are learning about the fact that you are a powerful creator. As God, as you are, God creates. You are a creative being. You might be creating through making art, or through writing, or through doing videos, or making programs, or building houses. That's one way you can create in the physical world. You are meant to be a creator. You also are creating your reality. You create your reality through your thoughts and your feelings, all that law of attraction stuff, okay? You are working to fully realize yourself as a powerful creator. So that's the one thing, that you're setting up all these different life experiences to wake yourself up to that. Okay. Second one, to wake yourself up to the fact that you are a being of love. So again, you're creating all these different life experiences to give yourself the opportunity to wake up to the immense amount of love that you have for other people, but more importantly, the love you have for yourself. I think when we think about ourselves being these beings of love, if we do, we often think about how much we love, how we're supposed to love everybody else. But the most important thing is to love yourself. And I think that's something that in our society we don't allow ourselves to be. We see that it's selfish or horrible or wrong or greedy or whatever. So we tend to think that having low self-esteem and not being kind to ourselves is somehow more virtuous than loving ourselves. But I don't know about you, but not having self-esteem really sucks. I don't think any of us actually want it. If it doesn't feel good, it means that it's not actually in alignment with who we are. When we are in alignment with who we are, it feels good. So we need to love ourselves. And I know it sounds hokey because we somehow mock that for some stupid reason, but we are working on waking up to truly loving ourselves. So we create all these situations where we're triggering our self-judgment and blame and, whoa, we've done horrible things. We can still love ourselves, even if we've done horrible things in the past, just like we can love other people, even if they've done horrible things in the past. So that's the second one, that we're waking up, we're wanting to wake up to the fact that we are beings of love and that that is our true nature. Number 3 is acceptance. That's the third thing that we are wanting to be, is in a state of acceptance, of allowance. So sometimes we might be creating all of these challenging experiences in our life that we're resisting against or whatever. And what we are wanting to experience in this life is this state of acceptance, of going with the flow, okay? Of allowing life to come to us and to accept what life brings us, not to resist it, not to label it, not to push against it, but to accept it as our current reality and to allow it to come through us and for us to use it to, again, go back to that part of being a powerful creator, so that we're listening to what the world and the universe and the energy that exists around us is wanting to be born into this moment. And if we go through it and are in a state of acceptance, then we're in the flow. Then we're in the flow. I like to think about this. I've long liked to think about it as if we're like in an ocean, okay? And like there's a current, okay? If there's a current under the ocean, and I live by the ocean, and I remember as a child, my father would tell me, like, if you get into the undertow, if you get caught up in an undertow, which is a current under the ocean, that will pull you out to the ocean, he said, you want to just go with it. You want to go with it because it will bring you back to shore. But if you fight against it and try to swim your way back to shore, you exhaust yourself. You get really, really tired, and that's how people drown, is because they're pushing against the flow. So stop pushing against the flow, right? The opportunity here is to go with the flow. And I know it took me a long time to get that because I really like to control everything. I have got spreadsheets of plans, but to get into the place where you can just be in the flow and allow yourself to respond to what life wants from you, that's when things become easy and not have to be so hard. So that's the third area you're trying to bring into existence, into your experience, is this place of acceptance. And then fourth is presence. So if any of you know me, I've been a big fan of Eckhart Tolle for quite a long time. He's an awakened being. I just like listening to that little old guy. He just makes me feel good when I listen to him, but also because what he says, something resonates within me as truth. For those of you who don't know him, he wrote the book, A Power of Now, and he is all about the present moment. It is by being in the present moment and not thinking about all the things that we have to do, not thinking about all the challenges that we have, the fights that we're having, what we should have said to this person, what happened back then, all of these mental constructions that we have. When we're able to not live in that world that causes trauma and stress and suffering, and we're able to simply be in the present moment, that is when our spiritual nature can step forth and that we can connect with and commune with divinity. That's when we join with source in this physical state, is when we can be at a place we are in the present moment and we are allowing ourselves to exist in the energy that is around us. So when I think about spiritual development and what it is we are working on, trying to bring into our existence, into our human existence, those are the four things. It's about being present, accepting life as it is, realizing that we are beings of love and being beings of love, and being beings that are powerful creators. Those are the four that I've come up with. Are there any that you would add to that? Are there any that I'm missing? I'm curious because I feel pretty good about those four, but I am a human being, so I don't know everything. I'm curious what sorts of wisdom you might want to share. So feel free to drop a comment, and enlighten me and see what other magic there is to learn.